A lot of people know DMZ tour is very famous, but they don't really exactly know what this area is about.
The DMZ. The Demilitarized Zone is a strip of land that runs across the Korean peninsula and serves as a buffer zone between North and South Korea. It was established at the end of the Korean War in 1953 to separate the two sides and prevent further conflict. The DMZ is 250 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide and is guarded by military forces on both sides. It is considered one of the most heavily fortified borders in the world, with multiple layers of fencing and minefields.
Good morning! It is currently 5:30 a.m. and we are on our way to the Myeongdong train station, where we are going to be picked up to make our way to the demilitarized zone between South and North Korea. Lucky for us, the train station is really close to our hotel, so it's only a 5-minute walk, which meant that we could sleep a little longer. We got up at 5 this morning, half an hour to get ready, and now let the tour begin.
DMZ tour?
Yes.
Yes. Can I take your name?
This one, number 2.
Number 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Not too many people this far. Let's see how many more we pick up.
This tour is all about group tour. Individually, you are not allowed to do any kind of activities. If you don't know anything about DMZ tour, especially the history background, you will not understand why you are here.
So we just arrived here at the DMZ, and what we just learned was pretty shocking and surprisingly at the same time, especially that we didn't know before, that Korea has only been separated into two countries around 70 years ago. And before that, Korea was actually one country for more than 5,000 years. And how it happened was, Korea was occupied, colonized by Japan, and by the end of World War II it was actually freed, but the happiness of the Korean people didn't last long, since the US and the Soviet Union decided to separate the country into two, which you know nowadays as North and South Korea.
This group tour here follows a strict itinerary, so it's not a walk in the park. There are rules, and we're glad that we are the first bus arriving here, because only 500 people can enter every day, and it's first come, first serve. So if our tour bus would have been 30 minutes too late, maybe no tickets left. Also, a tour guide will collect our passports in a few minutes, and if one person of the group is too late and doesn't hand out their passport, the whole group can't enter the DMZ. So let's pray that everyone is as excited as we are and on time. Before heading into the demilitarized zone, we had a few minutes to spend at a memorial park.
And to this day, many Korean families are actually separated because of the separation of the two countries. Because during the time of separation, some lived in the north, some lived in the south. And even some little children were abducted by the opposite government during that time. So to this day, almost 70 years later, these families are still not able to see each other, because as you might know, you're not free to go to North Korea if you're from South Korea, or vice versa.
And that's why some Koreans come to this park to be as close as possible to their relatives in North Korea.
And because we only have 25 minutes to roam around freely in this park right here, the northernmost part that South Koreans can actually go close to the North Korean border, we have to hurry now because I want to buy some North Korean money. So yeah, we gotta hurry a bit, and it's freezing cold today.
For Flo, who's collecting money from all around the world, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get some North Korean money. Are you excited, Flo? What did you get?
An old bill with Kim Jong-un's grandfather.
Equivalent to $15 US.
Well, what I paid for it.
Yeah, that's what you paid for it.
A small new bill and a coin.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm so happy for you as a money collector. This must be exciting.
Money collector.
This railway leads right to North Korea, but the trains were never functioning, because obviously you can't travel to North Korea over land. Isn't that crazy to think that South Korea isn't an island, but they feel like they are an island because the only way to visit another country is over sea or by plane? South Koreans can't travel all the way to Europe only because of this part of North Korea not allowing them to pass. And then it was finally time to head into the DMZ. we were neither allowed to film at the military checkpoint nor on our first stop at the infiltration tunnel.
We just now came out of the third infiltration tunnel that North Korea built to infiltrate, invade and attack South Korea, even though they had an agreement to lay down the weapons. And there's actually not only 3 tunnels, but 4 that South Korea already found, and they expect there to be 20 more actually. Unfortunately we couldn't film down in the tunnel because it's not allowed, but in all honesty there wasn't too much to see anyways. It's just a tunnel basically. So now we're gonna show you a bit of a map to explain where we are right now exactly.
This is the Memorial Park, so we were already pretty close to the border, which is marked by the little red lights. The orange lights mark the demilitarized zone. The green light is where we are right now, which is as close as we will get to North Korea. We saved the best part of the tour for last, the observatory from where you have views of the DMZ and North Korea. I can see so many North Korean people. The visibility today is super clear, and we spotted some villages where people live. I saw people on bicycles, I saw people walking. I even saw a North Korean soldier, and apparently that's quite rare to spot. And he was also pointing at us with his binoculars. So that was quite fun. We stared at each other.
And the huge North Korean flag.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Where is it? Ah, over there.
Well, that was really one interesting tour that we did. We had a few days to digest everything that we learned, everything that we've seen, and we gotta say we were really impressed. And there's some things that we wanted to mention that maybe we didn't in the video before, that we think are really important to understand the whole situation between South and North Korea.
You always hear in the news it's South Korea against North Korea, and obviously they are enemies, but what we didn't really know or considered was that South Korea and North Korea, they were one country for 5,000 years, and only the last 70 years of history they've been separated. So families have been separated as well.
And to this day there's families that are separated, some family members living in the south and some living in the north. So even though for the most part, yes, they do dislike each other, that's what our guide told us as well. There's also this feeling that, you know, part of my family is actually living in the other country.
Yeah.
So I cannot hate the whole country because there's people that I love that are near to me living there still.
And there's no way to see your family, no possible way to ever see your son or your grandson ever again. That is really, really sad.
And that's also the reason that some people actually go to the DMZ, the closest point that you can get to North Korea, to grieve and to be close to their family members, as close as they can be. Yeah, we think that's really sad. And
I still think it's sad. It's been like 3 days after the tour, and I could tear up.
Yeah.
I was in tears during the tour when our guide told us that there was this reunion of family members. It was a once in a lifetime chance to meet your family members in North Korea. It was a lottery, so only a few people could take part, and they were only allowed to see their family for
a total of, I think, 11
hours,
split over 3 days.
And then they had to say goodbye, and they knew
we're not going to see each other again.
Yeah, never ever again. That was really, really sad. You can actually watch the videos of that on YouTube if you search for it. We're gonna blend in some information, what you gotta search for to watch the videos. It was
really
so
emotional.
sad.
And that also, the tour made me appreciate even more that our country, where we are from, that has been separated as well, Germany, is now unified again in one country, because there were families that were separated too. And
it's kind of a similar history. Although we are now united again, and
luckily,
maybe that's a good end of the video, that we really hope for the families of South and North Korea that one day they can be together again, and that there's peace on earth everywhere.
For everyone. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to not miss out on any future videos, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.